appreciate your time and patience, ladies and gentlemen. Now, before we proceed, I wanted to let you all know some fundamentals of the platform. You can choose to go full screen by clicking on the full screen button located on the bottom right corner of the center screen. In case your screen freezes, it might be due to a drop in the internet connection. Please refresh your browser window and it should be fine. Okay, so we're ready to roll? Let's begin. A very good morning to one and all. I'm Ruby Bhatia, your host for the day. And it is with immense pleasure that I welcome you all to this grand virtual event, the Dun & Bradstreet India's Top PSUs 2021. Do I hear an applause? It is indeed an honor to be hosting today's event as we recognize the pillars of India's socio-economic development, the PSUs. Since 2008, the Dun & Bradstreet India's Top PSUs publication and event has been recognizing Indian PSUs and celebrating their key contribution in the country's socio-economic development. These PSUs play a critical role on account of their reach, size, and scale of operations, especially in key sectors. They are the engines of the Indian government's mission to achieve social upliftment, inclusive growth, and self-sufficiency. This is the first time ever that Dun & Bradstreet is hosting its India's Top PSU event on a virtual platform. Some of the key highlights to look forward to at today's event are keynote addresses by several distinguished personalities, the digital launch of the 13th edition of the India's Top PSU publication, and the presentation of the PSU Awards 2021. The underlying idea of our publication, as well as the awards, is to highlight the crucial role the public sector plays in our country's economic development. Since independence, PSUs have facilitated India's rapid economic growth and have also ensured self-reliance for our people. In fact, PSUs have paved the way for infrastructural development and laid the foundation for various other sectors to grow and prosper. As we approach the completion of 75 glorious years of independence, these public sector gems continue to contribute in a significant manner towards the task of nation building. Today, when we are at the cusp of an inflection point with the COVID-19 pandemic having severely dented our country's economic growth, it is the public sector which seems to be providing the much needed silver lining. PSUs have the potential to play the crucial role of settling the government's mission in motion by boosting investment, providing employment, contributing to the exchequer, contributing to exports, and being ambassadors of corporate governance. Looking beyond the pandemic, India has the opportunity to build a more resilient and future-ready economy on the back of futuristic infrastructure, digital transformation, sustainable and responsible growth, skilled workforce, and innovation, and PSUs definitely possess the resources and the mettle to lead from the front. Which is why the theme for today's event is very appropriately building resilience and modernizing India at 75 and beyond. With that note, I would like to extend gratitude to our event partners, co-partners Microsoft and Infosys, branding partner National Mineral Development Corporation, NMDC, and all our publication partners. A gentle reminder to all of our viewers, please feel free to share your experiences and views about today's event on your social media handles. Don't forget to tag your posts with the hashtag DNB Top PSUs. So with this, let's get right into our first segment. To kickstart today's event, may I invite a leader par excellence, Mr. Avinash Gupta, the Managing Director and CEO, India, Dun & Bradstreet, to deliver the welcome address. As you can see on your screen, he is an execution-focused senior leader with a strong global background. Currently, he is responsible for Dun & Bradstreet's go-to-market strategy and business operations. Mr. Gupta brings to the table more than 3 decades of experience and a vast global network of business relationships. He holds an MBA from the A.B. Freeman School of Business, Tulane University, and a B.Tech in Mechanical Engineering from the Indian Institute of Technology, BHU Varanasi. Over the years, he has held various senior and leadership positions at organizations such as Deloitte, HSBC, UBS, Barings, Citibank, Falcon Capital, and Alpen Capital. Prior to joining Dun & Bradstreet, He worked with Rabo Equity Advisors, where he was the managing director since 2018. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. Avinash Gupta.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I welcome all of you on behalf of Dun & Bradstreet at this great virtual event that is a tribute to all Indian public sector enterprises, the Dun & Bradstreet India's Top PSUs 2021. As you're all aware, the most important highlights of this event are the keynote addresses by our distinguished guests, the release of the 2021 edition of India's Top PSUs publication, and the presentation of the PSU Awards 2021 across 25 plus categories. I wish to extend my appreciation and gratitude to all the distinguished personalities who have graced this occasion, as well as all our event partners and the members of the esteemed audience. As we look at the 75 plus year journey of our country, parallels can be drawn between the evolution of public sector units and socio-economic strides that our country has visibly made. From a mere 5 public sector enterprises entailing an investment of rupees 290 million at the beginning of the first 5-year plan in 1951, we have now multiplied that number to as many as 366 with a total investment of rupees 22 trillion as of March 2020. The mixed objectives demanded of public sector units include contribution of employment creation, being notably the most important one when the PSUs started in the early 50s, poverty alleviation, financial stability, development of society, environmental protection, and sector regulation. And in many aspects, the societal and monetary value additions created by public sector units has been very commendable. They contribute to more than 50% of the installed capacity in power generation, even today, more than 70% of country's crude oil production, and more than 80% of India's natural gas production. In fiscal year 2020, the share of gross turnover of the central public sector enterprises, CPSEs, to India's GDP at current prices stood at approximately 15%, which is very commendable. During the year, the foreign exchange earnings of PSUs through exports of goods and services stood in excess of rupees 1.2 trillion. Furthermore, the public sector is also a very key contributor in terms of employment generation, providing employment to at least 1.4 million people at the end of fiscal 2020. Also, and that's been a more recent trend, the total number of PSUs listed in the stock markets locally stood at 58, accounting to approximately 7% of the total market capitalization of the stock market. Coming to this summit, the central theme of which is building resilience and modernizing India at 75 and beyond. The theme deals with the opportunity to build a more resilient and future-ready economy on the foundations of a futuristic infrastructure, digital transformation, sustainable and responsible growth, a skilled workforce, and innovation. Over the last few years, India has made substantial strides towards this mission. The World Bank GovTech Maturity Index 2020 ranks India on the frontier and on par with countries such as the United Kingdom and the United States, and ahead of countries such as China and Russia. The whole of government approach to public sector modernization helps us be nimble and agile. For example, in the recent past, the operational integrated command control centers launched as part of the Smart Cities mission in 2015 were morphed into COVID-19 control center in some cities. This greatly helped in geolocating the COVID-19 hotspots and cases, identifying open pharmacies, and monitoring, most critically, the capacity available at hospitals where it was so badly needed. We also primarily rely on our public sector banks, the PSBs, to implement the Jan Dhan Yojana program, under which over 430 million basic accounts have been opened over a very short period. More importantly, going forward, we see the public sector banks now pivoting towards a cash flow based lending model. This is needed badly and will help really mitigate the multi-decade problem of access to credit for many small businesses across the country. Dun & Bradstreet has done a lot of work in this area and will be happy to share that in another forum. PSUs are well entrenched to support MSMEs through domestic procurement and are truly championing the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. On the flip side, some concerns clearly remain about PSU's financial, operational, fiscal performance. This problem is neither new or specific to our country. Internationally, a consensus has emerged that introducing codes of corporate governance accompanied by clear ownership policies will be the magic bullet for the PSUs. However, there is a clear observable spread in practice among actual performance agreements and breadth of monitoring and evaluation in India. There are lessons to be learned from countries such as South Korea, New Zealand, and Sweden in this aspect. These countries have performance indicators for commercial and non-commercial objectives with criteria values, targets in line with industry standards, and relative weights allowing for the calculation of a single composite score. A performance information system links evaluation to a performance incentive system, followed by external reporting of results on shareholder and societal returns widely, transparently, and most importantly, timely to all stakeholders. During the COVID-19 pandemic, many businesses, if not all, have come to realize that data-driven digital transformation is critical to success now and going in the future. Industry studies have clearly demonstrated that the share of digital and digitally enabled products of businesses has accelerated up to 10 years due to the impact of COVID-19. Let me say that again, up to 10 years due to the impact of COVID-19. Consequently, data growth and data-driven decision-making will continue to increase and proliferate. To stay relevant and competitive, PSUs are no different. They will also need to embrace this wave of emerging technologies. The only good thing is that there is lots of help available around to empower themselves as they go through this journey. Supporting this mission, Dun & Bradstreet would be delighted and happy to partner with the Indian PSUs in the area of analytics, data, insights, supply chain solutions, skill development, extensive global MSME networks which we have, and much more. Before I finish, I would like to say that I am eagerly looking forward to hearing the views of our distinguished guests, and I'm sure so are all of you. I would like to congratulate all the companies, most importantly, that have been featured in India's top PSUs 2021 publication, which we launched later this afternoon. I'd like to also congratulate all the winners of the PSU Awards 2021. Please do stay as long as you can to discover who the winners are. I'm sure they'll be very proud to share their achievements with you. I also take this opportunity to thank our event partners, Microsoft, Infosys, NMDC, and our publication partners. We look forward to your continued participation and patronage in the future. I hope you all will find today's event insightful and have some valuable takeaways over the course of the day. I wish you a great day and look forward to interacting with you as the year later in the year. Thank you very much for your time today. On behalf of all my colleagues at Dun & Bradstreet, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gupta, for the warm welcome address. Moving on, dear friends, it is my pleasure to invite a very eminent personality. Our special guest for the day, Shri Tarun Kapoor, Secretary, Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, Government of India. Mr. Kapoor has been a member of the Indian Administrative Service with over 33 years of experience at both state and national levels. Prior to assuming the responsibility of Secretary, Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, Shri Tarun Kapoor served as the Vice Chairman of the Delhi Development Authority. He has also worked as Additional Chief Secretary in the government of Himachal Pradesh with various departments such as Power, Environment and Forests, Food and Civil Supplies, Excise, PWD, etc. under him. Earlier, as Joint Secretary in the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, he was entrusted with the National Solar Mission for 5 years. He has also served a tenure with Satluj Jal Vidyut Nigam Limited, a CPSC in the area of hydropower. Shri Tarun Kapoor, it is indeed an honor to have you with us. We are all excited to hear from you. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Shri Tarun Kapoor.
My good wishes to all the participants who are connected in this event today. Dun & Bradstreet's India Top PSUs 2021. Now, this is a very appropriate and important event. PSUs are playing a very major role in the country, and recognizing the good work which PSUs are doing, I think it's very noble and very important. PSUs are into core sectors in the country. We have large number of PSUs playing a very major role in the oil and gas sector. We have several PSUs playing a very important and major role in the power sector, then in the steel sector, and other core business areas. And even state sector PSUs are playing very major role. Sometimes PSUs are criticized for maybe government procedures, but I would say that Government of India PSUs which are doing well have procedures or systems which match the best companies globally. They have employees who've been recruited with proper procedures and systems, and probably they're the best and very well trained also. So while we know that PSUs are in very important areas, the another important thing to understand is that PSUs are also bound by some government systems and government directions and government procedures. After all, PSUs are dealing with public money. Therefore, they do have probably much more transparency compared to private sector companies. They also, in certain cases, would respond to public needs in a much better fashion. In certain cases where they may not even be bothered about their profit, or they may not even be bothered about their top line and bottom line, and would look at the national cause as more important. uh, Generally, PSUs are, at least the central sector PSUs, are allowed to function as commercial entities. They are allowed to take their own decisions. There is a lot of delegation which has happened over years, particularly for Maharatnas and those PSUs which are in profit. And the board has to look at every project or every investment opportunity very critically, looking at the rate of return. They are supposed to take decisions in such a manner that the shareholders' wealth is protected and it grows. The interest of shareholders is always to be kept in mind. And the other point which I mentioned is that the national interest also has to be kept in mind, and public welfare generally also has to be kept in mind. Now, this public welfare element becomes important because some of the PSUs deal with services which are very essential. For example, oil sector PSUs are into marketing of petrol and LPG, and petrol, diesel, and LPG, and therefore making this available is also very important. At times, uh, supplies have to be maintained in very remote areas, which might cost a lot, which may the cost of transportation may not justify the volumes which it generates, but still PSUs do it. And similarly, say power sector PSUs. Now, if power generation goes down, the price of power will start rising in the country, and it affects the common man. So those are very important things which have to be kept in mind. Briefly talking about the oil sector PSUs, we have PSUs in the upstream side, which means that they are into production of natural gas and crude, which is much needed in order to reduce our import dependence. We have PSUs which are managing refineries, one of the biggest refineries in the world, and we have PSUs who are the marketing PSUs, or they have these retail networks where the direct connect is there with the customers. And then we keep assigning different other jobs also to PSUs. For example, during COVID time, uh, IOCL was asked to manage the transportation of oxygen. Similarly, ONGC has been asked to procure oxygen concentrators and also to develop domestic capacity in manufacturing of oxygen concentrators by working with the manufacturers or those smaller companies who could come into manufacturing. And these PSUs have done a good job. PSUs also work in because they have to spend part of their money for corporate social responsibility. So they have been working on projects which are totally not connected with their normal business but are important for society. And we have PSUs who have worked in the area of tourism, they worked in the area of welfare, and they performed other jobs which are important for the society. PSUs also work as training ground for manpower. So I would say that for example, just take the case of upstream. So ONGC has been training people. They have left ONGC, joined private sector, and that's the way private sector has grown. And they have also gone outside India, and they're working in so many companies and doing quite well. Similarly, from other PSUs also, people have quit, joined the private sector, and one could say that private sector has grown because of the manpower coming in from PSUs, trained manpower, manpower which is familiar with the sector, manpower which knows their job, are technically sound, and have been able to provide the required services. So, in nutshell, I can say that PSUs have played a very important role in the country. In the process, PSUs have grown, they have provided employment, they have been creating wealth for the country, they have been giving dividends to the shareholders, and they have also been training manpower for various private sector companies. PSUs will continue to play a very major role, and there is a lot of scope for improvement. They have to constantly work for improving their systems, for improving the capability of their employees, and also moving with time to changing with time, getting into businesses which are more relevant, and also rising to the occasion whenever the nation needs. So my good wishes to all the PSUs, their employees, the top management, and all the participants, and also the organizers. Thank you.
What an interesting and thought-provoking session, Shri Tarun Kapoor. Thank you for sharing your valuable insights. Moving on to one of the key highlights of the day, ladies and gentlemen, with utmost respect and gratitude, I now call upon our chief guest for today's proceedings, Dr. Bhagwat K, Hon'ble Minister of State for Finance, Government of India, to address the audience. A medical practitioner for nearly 3 decades, Dr. Bhagwat K has been active in politics since 1996. He was elected as a corporator and has served twice as the mayor of Aurangabad city. He has also served as the vice president of the BJP state executive and president of the Marathwada Statutory Development Corporation for 2 years. Dr. K has played an instrumental role in addressing several socio-economic issues, especially in rural Maharashtra, and has been actively involved in writing and recommending policies, especially rural area focused, to the concerned departments in the state government. It's an honor to have you amongst us here today, Dr. K. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. K with a loud round of applause.
Good morning. Dun and Bradstreet, India has organized publication launch and different awards for the different PSU executives. I am happy to know that Mr. Tarun Kapoor, Secretary Petroleum and Gas, Government of India, has joined this function. I congratulate Mr. Gupta, who is a Managing Director of this organization, who is organizing such a function for awards since last 7 years. The topic of seminar is building resilience and modernizing India at 75 and beyond. Our Prime Minister Hon'ble Modi ji is doing all the efforts to build a new India. The new India which is healthy, which is wealthy and technically advanced and working on top in all respects, that is a dream of our Honorable Prime Minister Sir. The PSUs are working in different fields. For example, the PSUs are working in the oil and gas field. I can mention some PSU which are very important are Indian Oil, Bharat Petroleum, Hindustan Petroleum, then GAIL, then ONGC. These are different companies which are working in petroleum. Similarly, PSUs are working in electricity and finance, that is REC, PFC, NTPC, Nuclear Power Corporation of India. There are around 256 PSUs and these PSUs are doing well, and some of the executives are getting the awards today also. They have selected around 29 executives and today they are getting awards for their good work. The PSUs contributes around 7% of the total market capitalization and it gives around 14 lakhs employment in the country. The PSU plays very important role in India for the economy. On this occasion, I congratulate Mr. Gupta for organizing such a nice function, and he is going to give awards in different category. I congratulate him and I congratulate also the different awardee who are going to be getting awards in their good work. Their work which they have done in their field is appreciated by this company, that is Dun and Bradstreet India. Now there are some PSUs which are under disinvestment. That is the policy of the Government of India. The disinvestment doesn't mean that the companies are making loss, but the government has different plans to increase their income, and not only that, to increase the job. So government has taken decision and government has decided to make around 6 lakh crore rupees by doing monetization. I am concerned minister. Of course, I am doing efforts to achieve the goal. Now, different PSU which I know, they are called, some are called Maharatna, some are called Mini Ratna, some are called Navratna, and this category of the PSU, it depends upon their work, their turnover and their profit for last 3 years. On this occasion, I again congratulate Mr. Gupta for organizing such a nice function and to give awards to the executives who are working in our PSUs. I also thanks Mr. Gupta for inviting me for this function. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Karar. You have provided us with some very valuable insights. I'm sure the audience must have derived some great takeaways. And now, dear friends, we come to another key highlight of the day's proceedings, the digital release of the publication, India's Top PSUs 2021. As you all may be aware, Dun & Bradstreet releases its publication, India's Top PSUs, every year. The publication, now in its 13th edition, has served as a reliable compendium and ready reckoner on India's public sector undertakings. It provides a comprehensive industry overview, along with insights into the performances and financial health of Indian PSUs. This year's edition features leading central public sector enterprises, which are part of the Department of Public Enterprises list, scheduled commercial banks from the public sector insurance companies, public sector NBFCs and financial institutions, and special government institutions incorporated under specific government acts. The publication features companies that are engaged only in business for profit and which have reported a standalone total income of at least 250 million rupees during FY20. The publication also carries success stories, case studies, and interviews showcasing how PSUs have successfully implemented government programs and initiatives to help the country deal with the pandemic, as well as ESG activities, among other key achievements. So without further ado, let's get a sneak peek of the 13th edition of the publication, India's Top PSUs 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, on your screens now. And I would like to request our chief guest, Dr. Karar, to kindly do the honors. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the Dun & Bradstreet, India's Top PSUs 2021. I'm sure all of us are looking forward to reading this publication. The publication will be circulated among central and state PSUs, including public sector financial institutions, various ministries and departments of the government, banks and leading corporates in India and across the globe. It will also be made available for download on the Dun & Bradstreet website. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to the section you have all been eagerly awaiting, the awards ceremony. To brief you about the awards, Dun & Bradstreet's PSU Awards 2021 is an endeavor to acknowledge and recognize the leading PSUs in India across various categories, largely based on their business performance. It certainly isn't an easy task sifting through the contenders. The criteria for selection and evaluation are based on a very rigorous and meticulous proprietary model, which takes into consideration a range of financial and operating parameters. PSU Awards 2021 will be distributed across various categories, which include sector-wise winners, as well as categories related to growth performance and overall performance. This year, we will also be presenting special felicitations to government departments and authorities for the successful implementation of groundbreaking government schemes and initiatives. So what are we waiting for? I'm sure you all must be as excited as I am to know who the winners are. So let's dive right in. Ladies and gentlemen, kickstarting the sector performance-based award categories with our first award for the day, which is for the coal sector. Coal, which is the main source of energy in India, and the award in this category goes to Northern Coalfields Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for them. The next award is for Contract and Construction and Tech Consultancy Services. And the award goes to Rail Vikas Nigam Limited, which is running full steam undertaking rail infrastructure development projects. A big round of applause. Mr. Rajesh Prasad, the company's Director Operations, has shared a message for all of us.
On behalf of Rail Vikas Nigam Limited, we are sincerely thankful to the jury for the selection of RVNL as one of the winners for India's Top PSUs 2021. We also take the opportunity to compliment the team of Dune and Bradstreet for hosting this Grand Summit through a virtual platform which has become a new normal.
Coming up next is the award for crude oil. The award goes to none other than Oil and Natural Gas Corporation Limited, better known as ONGC, which is one of the top energy companies of our country. Congratulations, ONGC. Next is the Fertilizers Award, and this goes to Bradstreet Chemicals and Fertilizers Limited. Way to go! The company's chairman and managing director, Mr. Srinivas Mudgerekar, has shared a message with all of us.
It's a matter of great pleasure for me to receive the prestigious Dun & Bradstreet India's Top PSU 2021 award. I received this award on behalf of all the RCF employees who, with their relentless efforts, have ensured timely supply of fertilizers to the agricultural community of India and also ensured uninterrupted supply of industrial chemicals to the industries, particularly during the difficult phase of COVID-19 pandemic. I thank the team of Dun & Bradstreet and the distinguished members of the jury for bestowing this prestigious award on RCF. I'm sure this award will go a long way in enthusing our employees and encourage them to achieve newer heights in the coming days. Thank you very much.
Here comes the rough and tough ones, the award for heavy and medium engineering, and this award goes to Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. Flying high, cheers to you. Next in line, we have the Hotel and Tour Services category. It surely must have been a difficult time for this particular sector amid the pandemic-induced lockdowns and travel restrictions. But as they say, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And surely they have aced it. The winner, ladies and gentlemen, is none other than Indian Railway Catering and Tourism Corporation Limited. Serving travelers in these difficult times must have been quite a challenge. Friends, please give them a big round of applause. The next award is in the segment of Petroleum, Refining and Marketing, and the award goes to, any guesses? It's Indian Oil Corporation Limited, the nation's biggest petroleum refining company. Let's listen to what the company's chairman, Shri Shrikant M. Vaidya, has to say. A big round of applause for IOCL, friends.
On 1st of September 2021, Indian Oil celebrated 62 glorious years in the service of the nation. Indian Oil, the most trusted brand of India, is extremely proud of this great achievement. To be recognized as India's top PSU in the year 2021 is a fantastic achievement by any standards. I thank Dun & Bradstreet for recognizing the contributions of Indian Oil in the year 2021. This contribution and reaffirmation of our service will go a long way for Indian Oil in serving the nation with renewed passion and vigor in the years to come.
We move on to power generation now. Power is one of the most critical components of infrastructure that fuels economic growth and welfare. I must say it was a tough call with a close run between contenders, but it is NTPC Limited that has bagged the trophy for 2021. A huge round of applause for them, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to power transmission, remember these are the guys that deliver energy from power stations to our homes and workplaces. So more power to them. And the award goes to Power Grid Corporation of India, which transmits nearly half of the total power generated in India on its transmission network. The company's Director of Finance, Shri Mohammad Taj Mukarram, has a message for all of us. Let's give them a big hand. Congratulations.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Dun & Bradstreet, for this recognition. I am honored to receive this award on behalf of our target family under the sectoral category Power Transmission of the summit titled India's Top PSUs 2021. I am very much thankful to every member of Power Grid family for their hard work and zeal to achieve the impossible during the challenging times of COVID-19. This recognition is testimony to that spirit of Power Grid. Stay safe and stay positive. Thank you.
The next sector is steel, another industry critical to India's economy. Steel is a material of choice for many elements across various industries, including construction, manufacturing, transportation, consumer products, you name it. Any guesses who the winner is? No prizes for guessing here, as the winner just sails through. That's right, it is indeed Steel Authority of India Limited. Many congratulations. The next award in line is for telecommunication and information technology. Some big names in the race, but the one that has topped the charts is RailTel Corporation of India Limited. Let's hear it for them. The company's chairman and managing director, Shri Puneet Chawla, has shared a message with us.
My immense pleasure to receive the Dun & Bradstreet PSU Award in the Telecommunication and Information Technology category on behalf of the RailTel family. From being the telecom arm of Indian Railways to becoming one of the largest neutral telecom infrastructure provider, we have come a long way. I sincerely thank the jury for recognizing our efforts in creating a positive impact in the ICT sector and selecting RailTel as a winner in the telecom and IT category. Thank you very much.
The banking sector. Its importance to the economy and its smooth functioning cannot be overstated. And the award rightfully goes to the doyen of the industry. It is none other than the State Bank of India, the country's biggest lender and the largest public sector bank. The bank's chairman, Shri Dinesh Kumar Khara, has very kindly shared a message with us. A thunderous round of applause for SBI, ladies and gentlemen.
Very good afternoon to all of you. At the outset, I would like to thank the jury for selecting SBI as the winners of the Dun & Bradstreet PSU Award 2021 under the sectoral category of banks. I am proud to accept this award on behalf of each of our 240,000 plus employees. Being recognized and acknowledged today encourages us to continue our efforts to continuously evolve with the changing times, absorb new technologies and make banking simpler for all our customers as well as our employees. We are very upbeat about a brighter and better future for India and remain committed to contribute significantly to India's economic growth story. Thank you once again for the honor bestowed on us. Thank you.
We have the next award for the life insurance sector, and needless to say, the winner here wins hands down. Yes, you're right, it is Life Insurance Corporation of India, a company that has been the lifeline of millions of people across the nation for over 60 years. That surely is a feat like no other. Well done. Okay, moving on. The next award is for general insurance and it goes to New India Assurance Company Limited, and that's another stalwart being the largest general insurance company in the country. Brilliant. And that brings us to the final award in this category, which is for financial services. The competition was tough, but the winner has emerged clear, and it is Indian Railway Finance Corporation Limited. Bravo! Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for all the winners. With that, we move on to the next set of awards. This set of awards is specific to growth performance. The country's growth is dependent upon the growth of individual companies, and so growth does have great importance. Let's dive straight into it. So the first award in this category is for growth performance, contract and construction, and tech consultancy services. And it goes to Solar Energy Corporation of India Limited, definitely outshining all the others. The next award in this category is Growth Performance Financial Services. A close contest again, but the winner is one of the copper-bottomed companies that never lets you down. It is Housing and Urban Development Corporation Limited. Well done. All right, the next award is for Growth Performance Heavy and Medium Engineering, which is bagged by Cochin Shipyard Limited, the country's largest shipbuilding and maintenance facility. With an enviable reputation in quality and focus, the company makes for a rare and reliable growth story in the heavy engineering space. Let's applaud the champions. And the final award in this section is for Growth Performance Power Generation Industry. We had many players racing towards the trophy, but the jury had only one to select. We won't keep you guessing for long. The winner is Nuclear Power Corporation of India. A big hand for them, dear friends. Coming to our next category of awards, we'll be felicitating overall outstanding performance with these special awards for the special Ratnas, or gems as we call them in the public sector. So here we go. The award for overall Best Maharatna goes to NTPC Limited. This is the second award for them today and truly deserving at that. Heartiest congratulations. The next award is for overall Best Navratna, and the trophy goes to Power Finance Corporation Limited. The company's CMD, Shri Singh Dhillon, has a short message for us. Let's hear it for them, ladies and gentlemen.
I would like to thank Dun & Bradstreet and the eminent jury members for choosing PFC for the Best Navratna in the PSU Awards 2021. And this reward will motivate us and would incentivize us to do better and better our achievements during the coming years. Thank you very much once again to Dun & Bradstreet.
And last but not the least, overall Best Mini Ratna Award, and the winner is Indian Railway Finance Corporation Limited. It is the second award for them too, and of course, a big one. and they truly deserve the accolades. What a brilliant performance. Many congratulations to all the winners. Our next category of awards is across various themes such as exports growth, corporate social responsibility initiatives, and other similar activities. So let's proceed. This award is for the company that has added most to the exchequer through foreign exchange earnings. The award for best export performance goes to Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited. A big hand for them. Talking about exports and foreign exchange, how can we not mention MSEs? PSU's critical role in MSE's growth cannot be overstated. This award is for public procurement from MSEs, and the winner is, yet again, Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited. Great going, HPCL. Congratulations. Moving on, CSR is a vital part of any company's activities, especially in this age of information, where everyone's eyes are on what you, as a company, are giving back to the society and the environment. The award for Best Corporate Social Responsibility Initiatives goes to National Mineral Development Corporation, an eco-friendly mining giant. Many congratulations. And that, my dear friends, brings us to the final category, which is actually meant to extend our special appreciation to government officials and departments for having successfully implemented groundbreaking and pioneering schemes and initiatives. The first special felicitation is for initiatives undertaken in the field of public infrastructure and service modernization. It is to felicitate exemplary initiatives undertaken by an organization which goes above and beyond for its customers, truly deserving. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Indian Railways, which runs the largest rail network in Asia. You can gauge the importance of modernization for this company, which caters to over 13 million passengers a day. All right, so let's move on to the next felicitation. This one is for e-governance solutions for public procurement, and Dun & Bradstreet wishes to felicitate the GEM portal, which has been developed and is being maintained by the National E-Governance Division of the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. The portal has not only brought about transparency in the public procurement process, but is also providing significant boost to the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. We invite Shri Prashant Kumar Singh, IAS CEO of Government E-Marketplace GEM, to accept this felicitation and share his message with us.
I'm extremely happy that GEM has been recognized for this award for excellence in e-governance solution for public procurement. The entire GEM team has been working day in and day out for the last 5 years to bring it to this stage. Based on experience in the past, we are learning every day, and the functionalities that we are developing go on to strengthen our 3 pillars of transparency, efficiency and inclusivity. I thank Dun & Bradstreet for recognizing this and for felicitating us today.
The next special felicitation is for e-governance solutions for unified access to government services. This one goes to the Umang application, which has been developed by the National E-Governance Division of the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Umang, or Unified Mobile Application for New Age Governance, is an evolving platform designed for citizens of India to offer them access to the pan-India e-gov services from the central, state, local bodies and agencies of government on app, web, SMS and IVR channels. Amazing. We invite Shri Abhishek Singh, IAS, President and Chief Executive Officer, National E-Governance Division, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, to accept this felicitation and share his message with us.
On behalf of NEGT Ministry of Electronics and IT, I thank Dun & Bradstreet for this award and felicitation, which acknowledges the significant role Umang application is playing on citizen empowerment and the progress of our nation. I hope this award will further help spread the word about Umang app and help citizens access multiple public services from the state government and central government.
And finally, the next special felicitation is for digital initiatives in public health. Very pertinently, this one goes to the CoWIN application, which is managed by the National Health Authority, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. CoWIN, or COVID Vaccine Intelligence Work, as we all are aware, is a digital platform created for real-time monitoring of COVID-19 vaccine delivery. And India recently set a world record in administering the highest vaccination of more than 2.5 crore in a day. This one truly deserves a thunderous round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for them. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what an exciting and action-packed event this has been. We are sure the awards and the winners will continue to be a guiding force and an inspiration for many in the future. As the event draws to a close, as a gentle reminder, may I request you to please share your experiences of today's event on your social media posts and spread the word. Please use the hashtag DNBTopPSUs. Also, your feedback is very important to us. Please drop in your comments, opinions, and suggestions by clicking the menu button on the homepage. We also have a briefcase feature in the menu bar where you can preview and download company, product, and services information about Dun & Bradstreet. On a concluding note, I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our distinguished guests and speakers who graced the occasion with their presence and also shared their invaluable experiences, insights, and perspectives, which surely will be a motivation for many of us and inspire us to grow and prosper. Our earnest gratitude is extended to our chief guest, Dr. Bhagwat K, our special guest, Shri Tarun Kapoor, Mr. Avinash Gupta, Managing Director and CEO, India, Dun & Bradstreet. We would also like to thank our event partners, co-partners Microsoft and Infosys, branding partner NMDC, and all our publication partners. Last but not the least, a big thank you to all our viewers who tuned in and made this event a grand success. And on that note, we conclude. This is Ruby Bhatia signing off. Stay healthy, stay safe, and keep smiling.